You're in the kitchen with Chef R. Allen. Today, guys, we're doing a caramel apple bread pudding. Man, oh so delicious, but easy to make. Once again, it's your boy. You're in the kitchen with Chef R. Allen, cooking made easy. Today, I'm doing the dessert. I'm doing a caramel apple bread pudding. Man, oh so delicious. We're gonna start off. I got the dice. I got some apples I diced up. You know, not the sweeter the better. I got the Macintosh apples. And then I cut up some bread. You can do brioche bread, day-old bread, what works for you guys. I got the cinnamon, the honey, the vanilla, the milk and eggs and butter. So right now I got the oven on. Let's put this oven on 350. Got the oven on 350. Okay, I got a baking dish here. I got the baking dish. I got a little butter on it. So bring that down there. And with that, we're gonna start off. I'm gonna put the bread in here. I got butter at the bottom. I got the bread here. Let's bring this in closer so you guys can see it. And like I said, we had the milk, we had the heavy cream, the cinnamon, the maple syrup, the honey, the pure vanilla extract, and then I got some eggs, which we're gonna beat all that up in here. As you're seeing, we're gonna make a custard with that. And I got some melted butter. I mean, real easy to make. We're gonna drop the apples in here with this. Spread this around. And it's called cooking. It's called cooking made easy for a reason. I mean, we're not gonna make the caramel. We got caramel right here. For those that want to do it the easy way. Okay, here we go. So we got this here. I'm gonna move this aside for a minute. I'm gonna add all this. We're gonna add the milk. Add the eggs. A half a cup of heavy cream. We're going to do our honey. The recipe will be at the bottom of the description as always. We're going to do our honey. Set that aside. We got the maple syrup. We're going to whisk all that together. Can't get enough of that. Okay, we're gonna do our cinnamon. And 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, you know. I'll add a little more of that. You don't need much of that. Well, a little more. And this, a couple of tablespoons of vanilla. Then we're going to add some butter. And we're going to whisk all this together. And it's going to make a custard. You're going to make a custard with this. And we're going to let this soak. We're going to pour this over the bread and we're going to let it sit and soak for at least 10 minutes so it can soak through before we put it in the oven. So we're gonna make a custard out of this. I'm gonna add a little more maple syrup to it. A little more honey, a little more cinnamon. And like I say, once after it's baked, you guys will see how I do the Hershey, the caramel. That's gonna be your caramel apple bread pudding. Okay, that should do it. And a little more of that butter. And a little bit of butter on this bread. Okay, we're gonna whip this. We're making a custard with this. And just a little more heavy cream. And I want to soak well into this. Okay, I'm gonna slide it over so you guys can see this. And we're gonna soak this. And we're gonna let that soak. Slide this over here. We're gonna move that around. I want that bread to soak. Like I said, we're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes before we put it in the oven. We bring it in and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Okay, like I said, we let this sit for about 10 minutes and let that bread soak in, get all that flavor, and then I got the oven on 350. So we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down and let this bake for, like I said, the recipe is 40 to 45 minutes till it's golden brown. Let that sit in there, get in there. Let that cook. And guys, like I say, as always, you guys been awesome. I thank you guys for your support and, man, for your replies and comments. And I just thank you guys. So we'll bring this down and we'll watch the magic happens. Okay, guys, let's check it out, man. It's smelling good. I smell that cinnamon, that maple syrup. Bring this out. I gotta take my glasses off of this here. Man, look at that there. That right there is my caramel apple. Is my caramel apple bread pudding, man. You can't go wrong with that there. That's the caramel apple bread pudding. That right there. Bring this in close. I want you guys to see that bubbly and all that. I'm not gonna mess with them. Let it cool off. Let it cool before we cut it. But then you got a little caramel already mixed in with that. The recipe will be at the bottom of the description as always. Then I'm gonna top it off with that when I plate it up. Guys, you guys awesome. You know, just thank you guys for all your support and everything you're doing. Appreciate you guys. Let's bring this back down. Enough of looking at me. Let's look at this here. That's what I'm talking about. That's my caramel apple bread pudding. I'm gonna show you guys when I cut it. Let it cool for a minute. And we're on the roll. We got this. And this here, guys, is the finished product. This is my caramel apple bread pudding. Until next time, I'll see you in the kitchen with Chef R. Allen. Cooking made easy.